So happy to have her back for the last 2 games, and she's been really solid. I mean, she had a 20-point debut, and then she managed to put up 15 in the last game. So, I mean, doing a really good job coming off that injury, and hopefully she can continue as well.
Rutgers with the ball to start this one out. Here is Lasha Petree and Awa Sidibe, the junior college transfer, as we get late in the shot clock. Petree coming off that 15-point performance on Tuesday. Now Jalen Mason, the point guard, pulls up and misses on a good-looking 2.
Right, not a bad shot from Mason. Good read by her, gathering herself and taking that. She can knock that down. The thing that I think Rutgers has been missing more so in their offense is confidence. You know, if they believe that they can go in, then I guarantee you they'll feel better when it releases their palm.
And there is Lola Mullaney. We talked about her in the open, and the handoff now for Forbes. 15 points last time out, and the knockdown there, Harvard gets on the board first.
And speaking of confidence, I just mentioned it, Forbes did a great job in her first 2 debut games, and now she's coming out here showing that she is versatile. She can put it on the floor. She can give you a little shake and bake. She knocks that one down right there.
A Rutgers team that has played 14 or 15 players in each of these first 4 contests. They've had scoring from at least 10 different players, so we expect to see a lot of players reach the floor tonight as Petree throws it away. And here come the Crimson. In traffic, there's Harmony Turner. She's a true freshman from the state of Texas on a Harvard team that, as you may know, didn't play last year because the Ivy League didn't play. Mullaney on the catch and shoot, no, and a long rebound here for Victoria Morris. In transition, she's crafty, gets to the rim, but partially blocked from behind. Got her own miss somehow, and Rutgers keeps it alive. Petree tries it, too long. Now here is Lola Mullaney. Up top for Turner, contested jumper with Petree right in front of her, hit it anyway.
The stop and pop has been working for the Crimson. I mean, I don't know if the broadcast saw, if you guys saw the audience coming down, but they had a wide open cutter down to the basket. So looks like there's going to be a lot of movement going on with Harvard. They like to move off of the ball, with the ball, and right now just knocking down the shots, coming out strong.
Rutgers an 0 of 3 start for the floor as we get settled in here at Jersey Mike's Arena. Trying to bounce back, Rutgers is, from a loss Tuesday to Stony Brook as Morris steps back and dings it off the rim. And so far, the Harvard defense looks pretty good.
Yeah, and you see Rutgers right here trying to get their very own stop and pop, but right now they're kind of shooting contested shots. I think they can get a little bit more movement. You saw Petree on the last 3 that she shot up. We know that she can make that shot, but you get a little bit more ball movement. Bring the shot clock down, work your offense, and trust that you can execute it.
Off pick and pop, here's Forbes. Junior from the state of California, trying to cross up on Petree, but yet another block for the senior Petree.
And she had 3 last game. I said it, feeling more comfortable offensively and defensively. What a great pass right there from Morris.
Yeah, it's Morris feeding Awa Sidibe, and Rutgers gets on the board. But Harvard the other way almost went over the top as Turner couldn't handle it. Nicely done there from Victoria Morris on the feed.
And we already said, you know, a new lineup. Hopefully, you know, he has Morris coming in, bringing some more energy with the great pass to Sidibe and being able to finish. They really needed that one.
And helps Rutgers get on the board after missing their first 4. Rutgers team that lost to Stony Brook 53-44 created some good shots, had lots of second chances, but couldn't cash in on some of the rewards they had earned. As Sidibe attacks the glass again, and good-looking first couple of buckets here for the junior Sidibe.
Sidibe is very aggressive at going to the bucket. Every time she catches, she looks to do that power dribble and score every time, and really good read from her, just being tough down there to finish.
Into the posts. Forbes tried to slip it down low, but a kick ball as Osh Brown put her foot in there. Now how about Sidibe creating for herself?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we know that what she's capable of, very athletic. You see how high she can jump on that layup, but a really great job by Rutgers being able to pass the ball, get it into their post, and go inside early.
Rutgers has the trap, and it pays off. Now, can they turn the turnovers into points? That's the question. Sidibe, one touch, no. That would have gone in. Oh, boy.
She should have dunked it.
Mullaney, 3, no. It's a team in Harvard that will shoot a ton of threes, but the putback there for Maggie McCarthy.
And we talk a lot about Scarlet Knights being able to crash the boards. Osh Brown down there, you know, Singleton did not start. Usually Osh Brown and Singleton have been on the floor at the same time. So now they're kind of missing that rebounding quality down there. Harvard crashes the boards hard.
Yeah, Brown in this instance, the lone true post player on the floor, playing sort of a 5, I guess you will, even though not a traditional center role for her. Morris off the screen, no. And Mulaney clears it for Harvard. Harvard offense, that, like you said, lots of cuts, and they'll shoot a ton of threes.
Absolutely. And they execute their stuff. You don't really see them going off the cuff, you know, trying to make up anything. They trust their teammates. You could tell running all the plays to the tee.
Forbes, slip it downstairs. McCarthy lays it in. And a 4-point advantage early here for the Crimson.
And how about the vision from Forbes? I mean, slick pass right there, being able to get it right behind the defender. I told you, they do a lot of movement on offense. If Rutgers is not careful, you have to find your person every single time down the floor.
Brown can stretch it, but off the back of the rim there, and Rutgers trying to find some of that offensive fluidity here. Other way, Forbes gathers, scoop shot, no. And Brown has the rebound, her first of the night. Here is Victoria Morris. She was the hero of the Fairfield win last weekend, but has it taken away. Turner, 4-on-1 for Harvard. McCarthy, the 3, no, and another offensive rebound. She'll get a second chance. I missed that one too.
Wow. I mean, Harvard is doing a great job crashing the boards, and I hate to say it, but Rutgers looking a little winded right here, but Mason being able to knock it down. Much needed bucket right there, but you know, hey, I know Rutgers is used to pushing and running up and down the floor, but Harvard kind of running them around a little bit. They have to step up defensively and get a stop. Yeah,
pretty straight through first 6 or 7 minutes here as Petree pokes it away. Lasha Petree, 1-on-1, lays it in. And that's exactly what Rutgers wants to do defensively.
Absolutely, and she's so good at running through the passing lane. I mean, she's so lengthy. I told you, it's kind of sneaky how long she is on offense, very long arms. Great job by her being able to come up with that steal.
Now back-to-back buckets here for Rutgers to equalize as that one somehow sneaks its way in from Mulaney.
A tough bucket right there. There's one thing I said in the open. She's a solid player offensively and defensively as a sophomore. Tough bucket right there, being able to, hopefully she was looking for the foul but wasn't able to get it, but hey, she still finished.
You have to remember too, with this Harvard team, sophomores are a lot like freshmen because they didn't have a season last year. Other side, Brown gathers, and we saw it a little bit at the end of the Stony Brook game. She was a post player, played the 4 at Ball State. Osh Brown has a dictionary's worth of post moves.
And you see in the offense, when you give her the room to work, she can really come through for you. I think she had an array of post moves, but she just wasn't able to finish because it was just too cluttered down there. You see she was able to work the one-on-one.
And that time Harvard on the cut finds McCarthy.
Another cut by Harvard. I mean, this is what they do. You know, you're going to have to stay grounded. You can't shoot the passing lanes, can't cheat. And if you cheat the passing lane, you better come up with it because it's going to be a bucket on the other end.
Petree off the catch, dumps it down for Sidibe, finishing through the contact and one.
Great pass by Petree. I like to see that. Driving the lane, not trying to do too much, didn't dribble, didn't turn her back, but going forward and found Sidibe under the bucket. Strongest start we've seen all season for Rutgers.
It certainly seemed the most fluid offensively, too, after a little bit of a shaky start as Sidibe misses there. I mean, Sidibe has been the focal point of it. She's got 6 points to lead Rutgers. And for Harvard, Maggie McCarthy has 6 of her own. As she controls it now, finding a teammate for the jumper, and 2 is good there.
Well, I just mentioned, you know, before we went to break that Harvard is fundamentally sound. If you shoot the passing lane or you go for a steal, you better hope your teammate has your back because they're going to knock it down. I mean, they have a high IQ. This team likes to run their offense, execute, and as soon as you try to cheat, they're going to make you pay.
Oh, shot the passing lane there, but Turner couldn't come up with it. And now Morris driving, trying to sneak it in and got fouled.
I do like that Morris is being aggressive. I like that the Scarlet Knights are attacking the glass every single time. I hate when they stand out there and settle for threes, and you see Morris here to the left protecting the ball. Great job by her. Hopefully she can get rewarded at the free throw line. But like I said, just looking a lot more confident, like you mentioned, looking a lot more fluid on offense, like they know exactly what they want to do when they catch the basketball. There's no second guessing or hesitation.
So 2 free throws here for Victoria Morris, 5th year from Old Dominion, who's sitting at exactly 1,400 career points coming into tonight. This is her 113th game. We've talked a lot about the transfers added to this team in the young season, but there's so much veteran experience. Even if a lot of it isn't at Rutgers, 7 players on this team are either in their 5th or 6th season at Rutgers, or 5th or 6th season of college basketball, that is.
Yeah, a lot of experience. They just haven't, still learning how to gel together, but, you know, that's going to be the name of the game all year is, you know, will they finally be able to trust one another and be able to score comfortably within their offense?
We see a couple of subs here for Rutgers. Sayani Lassiter and Stephanie Guillon both right there. She's 6'5", Walker's 6'4", so lots of size downstairs.
And that's why he was making the stubs. You said it, I mean, Osh Brown was essentially playing the 5 at the beginning of the game, you know, because they had the size. She was able to work down low, but now you got a 6'5" player in. You got to get a little more size on her.
Scoop towards the lane. That's at Annie Stritzel and missed the layup. We get a foul going the other way, too. And that'll be on Stritzel as well, the junior from Chicago.
And that was a good take by Stritzel right there. I mean, decent defense right there, but Osh Brown being able to get a hand in her face and then the frustration foul. You don't want that, but, I mean, she came off the bench and just started going straight to the basket.
Forbes comes back on the floor as well. Now here is Sayani Lassiter, who's had some really good minutes at point guard this season. Guillon also, she was the leader in the South Alabama game in terms of scoring. Now Brown controlling ball in her hands. 30 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Lassiter, 5 to shoot. Picked up her dribble. Brown, 2 seconds, puts it up, missed it. And then a foul will send this the other way.
Yeah, I was wondering where that whistle was going to be, just waiting on her driving to the basket, set all day. That's an offensive foul. Osh Brown probably should have stopped and popped, did a little hezzo, been able to go to the basket, but once again, a good aggressive drive by her, but a better job by Turner being able to shuffle over.
Now Rutgers got a chance to set up the press, and it pays off perfectly. Petree. Now Rutgers has the lead back, 10 seconds as they throw it forward for Stuhlreier, laying it in and one.
And they're going bucket for bucket here. I mean, even though it was a mistake down on Harvard, Inn, be able to leak out and find a player down all by herself and gets the and one. I mean, this game is going bucket for bucket. It's a lot of excitement right now.
Well, let's first take a second look at this. Not bad. I mean, 6'5" forward, yes, but even still. And Stuhlreier missed it. Walker got stripped, battling with Forbes. And how about that from the guard? Sticking her nose in there.
Looks like there's going to be a lot of hands in the cookie jar trying to sneak one out on both sides of the floor. I mean, neither team giving up on the play. Hey, you got the rebound. I'm going to try to reach in and get a steal. Defensive-minded so far.
Forbes off the catch and shoot, no. 2 seconds here, ahead for Lassiter, off in time and missed it.
Just even asking her how she's been feeling about it. We were able to talk to her a little bit about it, and, you know, she said she's not really emotional. You know, it's early in the year. She said she lives in the present. She wants to come out here and be a great coach for her team, so she's not trying to look too far ahead, but she's sure that, you know, when the time comes, she might get a little choked up.
Well, we'll see how far her Crimson can carry her one last time. You saw the 11 Ivy League titles, 15 postseason appearances, too, under her watch. So lots of winning at Harvard as Sayani Lassiter knocks down the first 3 of the game. Well, we were talking about it during the break. I think that's the best first quarter offensively for Rutgers we've seen all season.
Oh, and they've got to be happy about it. And then you see they're still defending here, being able to come up with a steal and the offense going. I couldn't knock that shot down right there, but, I mean, they just look like they're moving like, happier. They just look happier out there. They look more excited. They look more into the game. They're not moving lethargic or anything. So, I mean, it's very interesting to see. I mean, it's Harvard, like I mentioned before, they're going bucket to bucket. I mean, every time Rutgers scores, Harvard's been able to come up with something. So, you know, Rutgers is looking a lot more efficient on offense. Look like they've been running their stuff, and it shows.
And here is Victoria Morris. We see Destiny Marshall in for the first time as well for the Scarlet Knights. Lassiter trying to attack, poked away, still in play, and then Lassiter comes in for the foul. Yeah, they'll tag that on Lassiter. Her first, no foul trouble to speak of. Aside from, should mention this too, it happened late in the first quarter. Osh Brown, 2 personal fouls. The charge that was drawn against her late in that first quarter was the second. Now here is Forbes weaving her way in, but Sakima Walker says no thanks.
Great block by her, but, you know, I'm going to get on Rutgers a little bit. Forbes blew by 2 defenders, not moving their feet, just reaching in. Harvard is not afraid to go to the basket. If 2 defenders right there reaching around, Walker saved them right there with a great block, being able to shuffle over. She's so lengthy and good on the block.
Catch and shoot McCarthy, no. Another offensive rebound as Stritzel patient there waiting for the blow-by.
And I mentioned it. I'm going to keep mentioning it. This is a high IQ team. The pump fake there, being patient, waiting on her defender to go by. It's a great job.
Offensive rebound for Walker after Guion missed that acrobatic layup. And so far, Harvard +3 on the glass. Marshall trying to create, stepping in. No, got her own miss. Here's Guion with a try, airballed it. Marshall's got it back. No, and finally Stritzel has it for Harvard. A couple of chances there for Rutgers. And now she's picked up her dribble. Stritzel. Now here is Tess Sussman, senior guard. Somebody Kathy Delaney-Smith called the rock of this team as a senior. McCarthy once again dialing it up from deep, and she finds the first Harvard 3 of the evening.
And they do like to shoot a lot of threes. Right now they were just having their way going to the basket, but a nice knockdown right there. And a shout out to the screen that she was able to get as well. I think she might have got away with the moving one.
Mason, no on the long 2. Guion scrapping for the loose ball, but Forbes has it. And a baseball pass forward for Sussman, and 2 more points for Harvard on a 9-0 run.
And that's happened a little bit too frequently for the Crimson, just been leaking down the floor. As soon as there's a rebound, as soon as there's a jumble or everyone fighting for the basketball, someone has got to go. You got to communicate, but that kind of goes back to what we've been talking about, everyone finding their place on the court. Sometimes you just forget where you're supposed to be.
Here's Jalen Mason for Morris. Now Marshall off the jab step, long. Now Rutgers 1 for 8 shooting so far after a great first quarter. Slow start to the second. Forbes. And McCarthy, who's got the early game high 11 points. Forbes straight on 3. And Rutgers a bit fortunate that Harvard has not been so good from deep, because this could be a bigger margin.
Absolutely, and Rutgers got to slow down here, get back to what they were doing to start the quarter, which was going inside, and a big mental mistake right there from Rutgers.
And Stephanie Guion who throws it away. Jalen Mason couldn't bring it in, as we see Liz Martino enter for the first time tonight for Rutgers. And Guion will exit.
Couple of back-to-back bad shots and bad mental mistakes, just throwing it away. I mean, they were doing so well coming out. They have to, you know, oftentimes, I don't know what it is, you know, a team, you know, they start scoring and then they kind of go away from, like, what was working, you know, trying to try something new. So I think that they just get back to the rhythm that they had coming out the gate, and they should be fine.
Turner off the head fake. Sussman is wide open, and Harvard's three-point shooting woes continue. They're 1 of 9 from deep. And this is a Harvard team that, you look at what they did against Northern Illinois in that win, knocked down 9 threes, shot about 40% from deep. I mean, they're pretty good from downtown.
And the big thing for them was only 9 turnovers in that game.
We got a 3-second call against Sakima Walker, headed the other way.
Yeah, only 9 turnovers from the Crimson in that game, and Coach Delaney Smith has said that, you know, turnovers has been plaguing them, but that was the first game where she thought they really did a great job taking care of the ball. And I mean, even out here tonight, they've been doing a great job. I mean, only 4 turnovers so far. Been getting some clean looks at the basket, so looking a lot more proficient on offense.
Forbes tried the no look, and Lassiter read it anyway. Rutgers trying to move quickly. Marshall in space, good feed for an open Sidibe. Stems a Rutgers scoring drought of nearly 5 minutes.
Yeah. Right back to what they were doing at the beginning, looking for Sidibe down low, keeping your head up, not trying to do too much.
On the dribble drive, Mullaney lost it, and Rutgers running once again. Lassiter stepping in for 2 more.
I like that move.
Now we've got a timeout called.
Just allowing her players to take care of the basketball. And, you know, I mentioned they were doing better with their turnovers, but Rutgers defense really stepped up and forced 2 back-to-back 3 now before going into that break. And now they have a 3rd turnover, and we've been talking about it, reaping the rewards, see if they can capitalize, and they do.
Awa Sidibe has been hanging out under the basket, and it has paid off. She's got her first double-digit performance at Rutgers, and we are still before the break. But on the other end, Harmony Turner from the freshman, that's smooth. Lassiter, she thought about that 3. Hit one earlier in this quarter. Now Sidibe leading all scorers with 10 points, 5 of 6 from the floor, and I think the 5 she made were in close, so within 10 feet, as Lassiter misses the 3. Downstairs, Sussman all alone on the defensive breakdown.
Wow, and that can't happen right there. Just an easy bucket, something we've been saying all season long. Everyone trying to figure out where they're supposed to be on the floor. Sometimes that causes defensive breakdowns, and one right there, Harvard being able to score that.
A bit of a heat check there for Awa Sidibe. And transition, Mullaney open, no. And Mason can start the break. It's a 2-on-2. And pulls up from the free throw line. Jalen Mason, a couple of buckets here. She's got 4.
And a nice shot there, really smooth, being able to survey what she has, looking around, and saw that, hey, I can knock this down too, and she did a great job. Sidibe
almost poked it away. Stritzel trying to drive in, and Lassiter has the rebound. And Cooley eager to run once again. Open look for Mason in the corner, no. It's a facet of her game she's not gotten going yet, but at Arkansas was a sharpshooter. And a travel. That's Elena Rodriguez who turns it over, the freshman from Spain.
Rutgers lucky that they got a turnover right there, doing a great job shifting over, but they got to pick up the ball handler a little bit quicker. Saw her, she could have stepped into a 3 because that's what Harvard wants to do. They want to step into 3. Right there, you have 2 defenders running out to greet her. That can't happen. That's going to cause another breakdown on defense.
Morris off the Petree screen, trying to attack, contested. That was well done by Mackenzie Forbes defensively. And here is Forbes. Sussman. Forbes will slow it down. Mullaney. The Rutgers crowd trying to bait Harvard into an early shot. Now 5 on the timer as Forbes goes off the crossover for the contested 2, but missed it, in and out. And Petree just barely keeps that in play.
Great defense on Forbes. She has a lot of moves, but if you stay in front of her and make that shot difficult, it was in and out, but hey, it wasn't knocked down. That's all you can worry about.
Petree, Sidibe stumbles downstairs, may have been the recipient of a pass there. Timer to 5. Mason looked good from that spot. Missed it that time though. Harvard a bit more patient in the half court now as Forbes finds Mulaney. Mulaney on the drive, curled it in. Nicely done.
Tough. I have no idea how she can see the basket when she drives that aggressively. It's like she almost passes the goal when she lays it in.
McCarthy poked it away, and Sidibe snatches it back, but missed the layup. And then she gets called for the foul, Sidibe does.
And she's upset with herself right there. Knows that it should be an easy lay-in, but thinking about it a little too much. Great defense from her, being able to come up with the swipe. We've been seeing that really often. As soon as they turn it over in the backcourt, they give it right back to them, and she just couldn't knock that one down.
That's just the second team foul against Rutgers. Again, the only player in foul trouble is Osh Brown, who's got 2 fouls. Played basically the entirety of the first quarter, and we haven't seen her in the second. Now we'll see Erica Lafayette check in for the first time. She's the 11th Scarlet night into this game. And therefore some defensive pressure with this 55. McCarthy. Looking for the baseline. Mulaney goes behind the back and almost snuck that in too. And now Rutgers can hold for 1 with 20 seconds left and the timer off. Step back, that's a tough looking jumper. Martino couldn't hit it. 2 seconds, 1. Forbes got it off in time and missed it. That brings us to the end of a high-scoring first quarter.
Before they called the timeout, I mean, being able to take it all the way coast to coast to the glass, she's just so versatile on the offensive end.
Now Rutgers out of their timeout. Erica Lafayette is in for the first time in this second half as Rutgers finds Brown. A good look. Petree flies in, then Brown saves it for Morris. Acrobatics there from Rutgers.
Wow, Osh Brown flying in, Petree flying in, being able to give Morris a nice pass. I mean, you can't draw that up better than that. You know, being able to get a nice basket up against the lane.
Harvard trying to go back door, but McCarthy couldn't handle it. A second look at this, saved twice.
Petree flying in. Osh Brown flying in, and a nice pass. I mean, she didn't just throw that anywhere. She knew exactly where she was throwing the ball. That's just experience there.
Here is Lafayette. Petree, pop. Too strong. Neither team has shot the 3-ball well tonight. Rutgers 1 of 7. Harvard, typically their bread and butter, they're 1 of 11. Now Forbes tries it, no. Now Lafayette saves it in play. Didn't see the sophomore a ton last year as a true freshman. Getting some minutes here in the second half. Mason. Feed it inside for Brown, who turns around into wide open paint.
Nice. Terrific pass. Led her into the lane in the direction she was supposed to go, and she finishes over the right. We saw the post moves. We know what Osh Brown is capable of. She's such a solid post down there, and a great job by Rutgers getting it down low again. Stop settling for the three-pointers.
A couple of consecutive buckets for Rutgers now out of that timeout. And late shot clock here for Harvard. Oh, Turner off the step back, but missed it. And Brown, the active leading rebounder in Division I women's basketball right there.
She looks so graceful every time she dives in.
Morris gliding in, but it pinballed out. Mulaney, transition 3. Got it! Lola Mulaney into double figures now with 10 points.
Stepping up big here for Harvard. I mean, we saw her get a couple of buckets, but also showing us that she can knock down the three-pointer as well.
And Morris, who has been living at the rim, missed that layup. It's an important basket here for Harvard.
Saw her defender running out of her, but she's like, I don't need much space at all. Holding up the follow through, knocking it down. It's a big shot right there by Mulaney, giving Harvard a much needed basket.
A sophomore, former state champion at Manasquan High School a couple of seasons ago. And it puts Harvard back in front by 7. Annie Stritzel back on the floor here, as is Maddie Stuhlreier. And here is Stritzel. Taya Singleton in for the first time as well for Rutgers. Stuhlreier, 5 to shoot. Turner gets the roll.
Nice ball movement there by Harvard. Stuhlreier being able to find Turner, and she was just nice and smooth, being able to lift that up and put it in.
Back inside for Osh Brown. Rolled off the rim, but Brown saved it again.
She's good at that, huh?
I guess so.
She knows exactly where she wants to throw it. I mean, poised whenever she's running out of bounds. That's just that experience there that we talk so much about.
Martino through the screens, over the double team, no. But Brown, another offensive rebound, and couldn't fit that back in. Turner didn't have the numbers, trying to run. Extra pass for McCarthy, cans the 3, and Harvard has opened up a 12-point lead.
Put the ball into the basket. Easier said than done, but I really think that Rutgers can get something going if they continue to look down low.
Now the 5 for Rutgers, Mason, Martino, and Lafayette at the guard spots with Singleton and Brown as the post players. And here's Lafayette on the dribble drive. 8 to shoot here, Martino. Slip it for Singleton, who turns into traffic, blocked. Brown came flying in once again, and I think she's a bit exhausted. She's been coming in for several offensive rebounds.
Her ability to find the ball wherever it is, it hits off of the rim, it goes off of the player, she just finds it. She looks for the ball every single time, and she's been doing a great job hustling for her teammates.
7 rebounds in 7 third-quarter minutes here for Osh Brown. Martino off the screen. Downstairs for Brown. Working on Mulaney. Brown hanging and hitting.
What a nice shot right there with the spin move. I mean, she looked so poised down there, knowing exactly what she wanted to do. We've seen so many of these moves, but finally been able to get some buckets down for them.
Mulaney has the answer on the pop.
She's feeling it. She's feeling it right now. I mean, she's seeing the ball go in a lot more, and she's just feeling the confidence right now. She's pulling the trigger, and Harvard just looking for it, looking for their leader.
Mulaney up to 13 points, and we've got an offensive foul against Rutgers. It's going to go against Singleton on the screen. Another look at Mulaney, who's got 9 points here in this third quarter already.
And she's got such a quick trigger. The Crimson doing a great job just looking for her. She's a prolific scorer in all places on the court, and right now she's just having it going, so I feel like there's no need to go away from her.
Stritzel finds Turner. Bit of a disjointed possession, but Stritzel gets open, attacking the glass. And Rutgers able to clear. Lafayette swerving to the mid-range and didn't look comfortable from that. The other way, Mulaney stripped. But Harvard will keep it.
It's a great strip right there, but you see Mulaney just keeping the foot on the gas, going to the basket again. Great strip here by Martino, being able to read that because you know she's going to go up with it. I mean, right now she's got the green light. I mean, she always probably has the green light.
Tess Sussman back on the floor and immediately pulls the 3. And Brown yet another board. Rutgers one of its last 8 from the floor After a great offensive start to this game, things have sort of fizzled for Rutgers. Trying to recapture that. Brown slipped her defender and got fouled from behind.
And that's a great pass there to see. You see Osh Brown working, being able to make her positioning there. Look at the post move, the slip. Even though I think it could have been all ball there, she might have had her hand on her back going up for the block, so that's what they got her on the foul. But Osh Brown just doing a great job sealing off the defender to make herself available, and they've been finding her.
2 free throws here for Brown. That does not get the bounce. A fifth-year graduate student, we mentioned this, active Division I career leader in rebounds. She's at 1,140. Also has the most double-doubles of active D1 players. She's got 49 of those. Still looking for her first one here at Rutgers. And missed both at that trip. This day's a 13-point game. Turner, step back, book it. That was nice from the freshman.
She loves that step back. We've been seeing it between the legs step back, behind the back step back, and she was finally able to knock that one down. A pretty move from her.
It's a 13-2 Harvard run. Rutgers in desperate need of points. Mason, in and out, but Lafayette has the miss. Brown, pinballs to Martino. Strips, and it's headed the other way.
Just thinking too much about what she wanted to do there. I mean, she thought she had the layup, but was trying to kick it out. Just got to be a little bit more under control down there, but yeah, just gives it up there. Just wasn't sure, and they were able to swipe it and knock it off her leg.
Forbes pulls from deep. Offensive rebound, Stritzel. Second try for Turner, no. And another offensive rebound. Turner, straight on this time, yes.
Too many tries there. I mean, too many second chances, third chances. Rutgers got to do a better job of blocking out down there. The long rebounds, when you shoot threes, when the team shoots a lot of threes, a lot of long rebounds coming off the back, so they got to hold their position down there.
We've got a foul away from the ball. That's going to go against Turner. A Rutgers ball. Final 14 seconds of this third quarter. Trying to stop a scoring drought now. Scoring drought of about 3 minutes with Stephanie Guillon now on the floor. Quickly in. Brown. Offensive foul. On a push-off.
Wow.
Take a second look.
Looks like she caught it, gathered up, gave her a little elbow there. She might have helped that call just a little bit, but offensive foul. Looks like she lowered her shoulder on the gather. She's looking confused running back down the court.
About 10 seconds left in the third period. Harvard has the ball. Forbes. 5 seconds. McCarthy with one and stepped out of bounds.
Harvard been doing a better job this game of taking care of the basketball there, just not seeing where you are on the floor, and great job by
Mason.
I mean, they all can move it out the basketball. They all can knock down these open shots, and so they've finally been able to get it going. You see right here, playing some defense.
It's Annie Stritzel on the takeaway, and then what's the call? A foul or tie-up? Tie-up is what the call. Lassiter able to get back, and arrow does favor Harvard after Rutgers inbounded, so Crimson ball. Lassiter, one of the leaders among the nation, across the nation in steals, and almost took that away. As Marshall has the rebound and then a Harvard foul.
Going back to that last pass by Rutgers where Stritzel was able to get the steal. I mean, looking a little lackadaisical on offense. I mean, They have to do a better job. You see here securing the rebound. They just have to get a little more aggressive. Harvard right now feeling like they own this game, but Rutgers, again, so much time left on the clock. They can really chip away at this lead, but they have to take care of the basketball. They have to move with a sense of urgency.
Here's Osh Brown with Sayani Lassiter, Destiny Marshall, Jalen Mason, and Tyus Singleton in. And a kick out. Marshall gets to the elbow and missed it.
Not a bad shot there. Was able to get a clear path, and the stop and pop just wasn't able to knock it down. And we've been seeing that. They're in a little bit of a drought right now.
That foul's going to go against Marshall, her first. Now you think back to how the first quarter went. It was 16 to 15 Harvard. Both teams were shooting about 50%. Rutgers not able to sustain that pace. Harvard has been. They're shooting 49% right now as Stritzel gets fouled. That's how this team is built, these Crimson. Knockdown threes, which, as you mentioned, they were able to do better in the third quarter. And score. It's not necessarily a defense-first team.
Absolutely, a lot of movement on offense. I mean, you see each one of the players capable of driving the basketball. Each one of these players capable of shooting the jumper. I mean, they're just a versatile team. They can beat you with so many different threats. If the three-pointer isn't falling, they're beating you by going to the glass. So, I mean, this is, a well-coached team. We talk about it, and they're just continuing to do it and what works and execute on offense.
Rutgers the other way after the two missed free throws, and Marshall wiggles it in and has the ball. Brown does. Tried to feed Singleton and poked away. Could have been two more there for Rutgers.
And a little too late, just immediately started dribbling. Osh Brown was going to her post move. She had her under the basket wide open. I know she's going to watch film later on and be like, I wish I had saw that.
Now Harvard gets a little bit of a break here. Rutgers just looking for something to provide that spark. Looking for the comeback here at home. Forbes, push off and an offensive foul.
She tends to do that. She creates her space a lot, but you see Osh Brown not going anywhere, making sure, let her know I'm cutting that off. Great defense from her, shuffling her feet, because Forbes has a lot of moves and was able to get that offensive foul call. Great job by
Lasha Petree re-enters for Rutgers as Marshall exits. Remember, Petree had the big fourth quarter for Rutgers in the loss Tuesday to Stony Brook. I'll try to get her going here. Back inside for Brown. Triple teamed at one point. Good kick out for Lassiter and a much-needed triple.
Nice shot there, and an even better pass by Osh Brown. We've said it. She has her eyes up. She has so much strength when passing the basketball. They would find Lassiter in the corner, and she knocks down her second three of the game.
That foul, by the way, against Petree, her second, as Rutgers gets into some full court press. Looking for some turnovers, some extra possessions here. Mulaney blocked by Singleton. Petree cross-courted. Mason just barely saves it and zips it in for Singleton, who gets fouled.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at Singleton getting the block, running all the way down to the other block, and then posting up, finding it. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at her being aggressive and trying to score that bucket. We saw Osh Brown down there doing work and being able to get a couple foul calls. So, I mean, why not take it to them? You can't chip away at this lead. You can't win it all in one possession. Just continue to chip away with the 7 minutes left.
So here is Singleton, the most veteran player on this team, at least at Rutgers, at the line for two. Now, last year, we've said this a couple of times, last year Tyus Singleton shot it at 89% at the line. 0 of 3 from the stripe tonight, and now 4 of 12 on the season. Gets one there, gets one of two. Just sort of a weird aberration to her start of the season. Well, anyway, Rutgers has the first 6 points here in the fourth quarter. Back to a 12-point game as we have another tie-up, and Rutgers will get it back with the arrow.
And what did we say in the first half? Don't let the 55 set up. And right now, Rutgers doing a better job checking that leaking out player. And looks like they're coming up with some turnovers every time they're able to set up that.
Petree saves it, pulls up. Brown looking for another rebound, and she found it. Petree hoists and hits from 3.
Why not?
It's a 9-0 Rutgers run to start the fourth. How does this affect Harvard? Stritzel finds Forbes and airmailed that.
Forbes was on the bench for a little while, going cold from the field. You see Rutgers playing great defense here and being able to get some offense going.
Petree tries it again. Brown gets fouled. She is a one-woman magnet on the glass.
Look at that, making a play on the ball. Sometimes just making a play even though she knows she couldn't get that basketball. I think in her head, she tells herself, I can get every basketball that comes off of the rim. And she's just going for it every single time, not afraid to go after it. And, hey, I mean, she has just really been everywhere tonight.
Ash Brown, 6 points, 13 rebounds. And that foul against Mulaney is the 4th against Harvard in the quarter. Rutgers is now in the bonus the rest of the way. Keep that in mind as the Scarlet Knights continue this comeback attempt. Back inside, Mason fouled, and she's going to shoot free throws.
Great job from Mason coming off the screen here and setting up the mismatch because Ash Brown had McCarthy on her. I mean, that was going to be an easy layup, so probably a smart foul by McCarthy. You see here, clear mismatch with the arm bar.
Foul goes against McCarthy, her second. You can see Brown still is shaking out that left hand. Looked like Sussman came in and slapped her, tried to slap the ball. So Brown, first free throws of the night, entering the day 6-for-11 at the stripe on the young season.
Gotta knock down these free throws.
And Rutgers missed them both, but Lassiter has the offensive rebounds. It's the 14th offensive rebound for Rutgers.
We talked about that last game, reaping the rewards, they've been getting these offensive rebounds, being able to put them in more so than they could last game.
Lassiter wide open. It's a 3. Rutgers within 6.
They're fired up now. You see Lassiter clapping it up. Getting this defense a nice tip right there.
And McCarthy eases it over the timeline. But then another tie-up, and we've got a foul. I think they're getting Petree coming in from behind. No, they'll get Lassiter.
Wow, interesting. Looks like she went over her arm just a little bit, but a play on the ball, that's a tough call right there. Looks like she had all ball, but I think she came over her arm just a little bit. Referees caught her.
That's the second on Lassiter. It's the 4th against Rutgers, so now both teams are in the bonus on a night where neither team has shot the free throw well at all. Rutgers 2 of 9, Harvard 1 of 5.
And Harvard struggling just a little bit against that full court defense.
They reset the shot clock to 20 here. Harvard trying to steady itself. Again, Harvard has never beaten Rutgers. This is the 6th meeting between the two teams. And another foul. Mason got her hand stuck inside Mulaney. And now Lola Mulaney will shoot some free throws.
Picking up their dribbles. Right now, they just have to be sound. There's no need to reach in. Make yourself long. Rutgers is a long team, long with guards. And you see Mulaney there missing the free throw. Neither team doing well at the free throw line tonight.
But the thing that will most quickly draw a coach's ire is missed free throws, and both teams have been afflicted by that. And Mulaney missed them both. Rutgers was down 18 a couple of minutes ago. Now they can make it a one-possession game. Brown. Petree, she'll try it, and she hits it. And it is a one-possession game for Rutgers.
Almost an identical spot there where she hit the last one, just really feeling it. Her teammates trusting her, swinging the ball, knocking it down.
Here's Forbes. Harvard all out of sorts. Extra pass though, McCarthy open, can't hit it. And Brown tangled up with a teammate with Marshall, and it's a travel.
I think they're saying they were trying to call a timeout. Looked like a little bit of an early travel call before she hit the ground. You know, if you have possession and you fall to the ground, they call a travel, but it looked like they called it a little bit before she even fell. I think they're trying to say that she had the ball.
Off the inbounds. Harvard strikes quickly. Mackenzie Forbes stops the 15-0 Rutgers run.
You kind of knew that was going to happen, so Rutgers going to have to get themselves hyped back up here. They're all into the game. The bench is fired up. They wanted that last call. They're going to have to show some fight here, get back in it.
Mason saves it again. Timer at 8. Jalen Mason gets to the free throw line and hits it.
Nice read, super patient and smooth. Been able to knock down a jumper. She's got 3 of those jumpers tonight, looking really smooth.
Mulaney cutting in off the side of the backboard. Harvard has been afflicted by the 55 since the start of this quarter. Seven to shoot. Forbes driving to the basket, and she gets fouled.
Defensively and offensively, and just really earning her spot tonight, showing that she can come off the bench and shake things up.
And Mackenzie Forbes at the line, and the free throw woes continue. Not been a great shooting night for Forbes, who's had 2 back-to-back high-scoring games. She's 2 of 11 from the floor and missed both at the line. Teams are combined 3 of 18 at the free throw line tonight.
Wow. I know that's driving their coaches crazy. They're going to be practicing nothing but free throws.
And a foul. Sussman tried to deny Singleton. And Tyus Singleton, who has missed a couple of free throws as well tonight, will be shooting some free throws here.
I'm going to go out on the limb here and say every time they pass it down to the post, good things have been happening. I mean, they've been getting a foul, they've been getting a big rebound, they've been getting a wide open 3. Every time they have our post players get more touches. So they need to continue to look to do that, but they have got to make these free throws down the stretch.
Both teams are shooting better from behind the arc than they are at the free throw line.
Wow.
Although Singleton knocks down the free throw there. And it's a one-possession game once again. And Harvard gets it over.
Once again, a little trouble back there in the 55. Every time Harvard comes up, it's a loose ball or a tip. Exactly what Rutgers wants.
Forbes with 8 to shoot. Gives it up for Turner. Turner, the freshman, trying to create, missed it. Lassiter has the ball, and Rutgers can tie. Sayani Lassiter gives it up for Singleton. Travel, wave off the basket.
Wow, you know, I'm gonna need to see that one again. Could have shuffled her feet here. Great read by Lassiter. I don't see a travel there.
The gather and then the extra step,
Maybe
is that
the
what it
gather
is?
and the extra step. It looked like her foot was still down on the gather. Interesting call there.
McCarthy hold up, and a timeout given to Kathy Delaney-Smith.
I know that Harvard can knock those down.
Out of the timeout, it's in for Maggie McCarthy. With Petree and Lassiter there, Rutgers wanted to travel. It's poked out of bounds, and it's a 10 count. Yeah. But forget about the ball going out of bounds. The shot clock does not reset after the timeout, and the inbound play there was right in front of the baseline.
And I know Coach Delaney-Smith is not happy coming out of the timeout with the turnover. I'm sure she had a clear-cut plan to break that 55, and it didn't reset. A big turnover there for Rutgers.
Lassiter. Mason. Rutgers trying to get into this offensive set here. And here is Jalen Mason. 6 points for her. That's a long 2, and it's in and out. Harmony Turner up with the ball and accelerating ahead. Good kick out. McCarthy.
Great recovery for the defense. Great recovery, being able to shuffle their feet, stop that open 3. McCartney can knock that down, so a good job of talking it out.
Forbes gains the baseline. Slip it for a great cut. Maggie McCarthy open for 2.
What a nice pass. McCartney going from the 3-point line and then cut into the lane, and Forbes, great job handling the rock and being able to make a nice smooth pass there.
Maggie McCarthy's got a game high 14 points. And it's back to a 2-possession game as we go under 2 minutes left in this one. Petree off the screen. The head fake and the layup. Petree's got a dozen. Meanwhile, Turner breaks the press. Forbes, no call. Mason's got the ball. And a tie-up. No, we've got a foul. The foul's going to go against Maggie McCarthy, and Jalen Mason will go to the free throw line.
Refs for letting them play just a little bit, but a tough rebound by Mason there. Forbes not able to finish, and Mason just diving in, being able to get that. Great job being tough by her and not let them take it out of her hands. Hopefully she can knock down some free throws because, I mean, like we mentioned before, both teams really struggling at the charity stripe.
Jalen Mason, her first trip to the line tonight, and she missed it. Revisit it. Rutgers is 3 of 12 at the line. Harvard is 1 of 9. And it's in and out. Who's it off of? Off Harvard. Rutgers ball.
3-point game here. This could be a big possession right here for Rutgers.
And looks like our officials will go to the monitor, and that is exactly what we'll get here. That's one of the newer things in college basketball. Under 2 minutes, fourth quarter, you can review these sorts of plays. So Lassiter will inbound with Petree, Brown, Marshall, and Mason. And here is Petree for Lassiter. Petree, 8 to shoot. Lost it for a moment. 3 seconds on the timer. Petree fading away. It's a tough shot and fumbled out of bounds. And Rutgers should get, and they'll get a fresh look at the 20 seconds. Harvard didn't have possession.
Another chance there for Rutgers. I know Petree wish he could have taken another dribble and gotten all the way to the basket. But hey, I mean, now they're getting another chance here. She's just a little off balance there, lost her footing, but Harvard could not come up with the basketball.
Yeah, it was Forbes who fumbled it.
It didn't hit the rim, I don't think.
Well, Rutgers has the ball. No, they don't. Maggie McCarthy pokes it away. Here she comes for the big layup.
That's a big time steal right there from McCartney. She's been having a great game. They had to come through for her team right here, and late, still a minute left to play. Rutgers got to move here with a sense of urgency and no more turnovers.
We have under a minute to go as Petree has it poked away. And is Rutgers getting a timeout? Yes, Rutgers granted it. Maggie McCarthy to inbound. And she gets it in for Mackenzie Forbes. Forbes gets it across. And here is the Jersey native, Lola Mullaney. Again, Rutgers does not have to foul here. Both teams are in the bonus. Forbes, the blow by towards Petree, missed it. Rutgers the ball as Brown has her 16th rebound of the night. Shot clock off, a chance to tie. Mason. Morris. Brown. And now Petree. Petree pulls up and connects. It's a tie ball game. 9 seconds. Harvard has a timeout. They don't use it. 5 seconds. Forbes pulls it off the back of the rim. 1 second. Sussman doesn't get it off in time. And we're going to overtime. A miraculous all Scarlet Knights. And here we are in overtime as Rutgers wins the tip. And now Rutgers has all the momentum, Dom, after the third period went all Harvard. But to start this overtime, Brown commits the travel.
Right, and overtime is a tough situation. Your adrenaline is going. It was a big shot right there for Petree, but now they have plenty of time. You have 5 minutes. There's no need to try to win the whole game at once.
Well, Marshall takes it away after Harvard got across the timeline, and Rutgers will slow it down.
Once again, that full court press really bothering them. Harvard thought that they had it broken. Just a lot of turnovers going over to start the overtime.
Sussman with a great outlet pass from Elena, and she starts Harvard off right in OT.
Right, we haven't seen that in a while, that player leaking down. Rutgers was doing a much better job of right there getting away from what got them back into this game. They had to make sure they find the Crimson players leaking down the floor and being more sound on offense, no turnovers.
Here's Petree. Timer late. And Victoria Morris, 5 to shoot. Morris gathers into the lane and lays it in. And Rutgers gets right back into that 55 press that helped them get to this point. A 2-on-1 for a moment. Sussman couldn't handle it, but Harvard will keep it.
And a little late on that rotation for Rutgers. Mullaney was able to find her a good pass. Looked like it kind of.
So Singleton in there for some big minutes. Mullaney pulls the trigger, missed it, and Marshall has the rebound. That's a strong board by Destiny Marshall. Petree accelerating, and missed it. And now Harvard leaks out. 3-on-2. Sussman gets it back and missed the 3, but Mullaney the offensive board. Tried to finish, but Singleton swats it away.
Great block by Singleton. I mean, both teams right now really rushing on the offensive end, and Harvard thought they had a clear-cut basket. Mullaney taking her time, but Singleton just finding it, couldn't get it up higher past her head. That was an easy block for her.
Osh Brown back on the floor. Victoria Morris exits. Turner open in the corner, and Harvard has gone cold from deep. Rutgers has the chance to take the lead here. Osh Brown in a new jersey. She's wearing number 4 right now. Petree attacks, and Lasha Petree will go to the free throw line.
Much better offensive possession for Rutgers. Right there, you see Petree reading the defense, being tough down there. Almost had the and one. You know, hopefully the free throws can get picked up in this overtime. But a much better job by Rutgers being aggressive and attacking. Right now, everyone's on edge. The defenders are reaching, everyone's being aggressive, and I think Rutgers can really take advantage of that. And finally, a free throw made there.
And Rutgers has the lead for the first time since the first minute of the second quarter. Again, in the third quarter, Harvard outscored Rutgers 21-8. It was nearly a 20-point game. And it has been almost all Scarlet Knights since. And one more coming for Petree, who we knew coming in had the scoring prowess. We saw it at Bradley, and now she's got 17. Rutgers by 2, and poked away. Scarlet Knights wreaking havoc on both ends. In for Brown. New number, same results. And 1.
She's fired up right there. Like you said, new number, same results. Being able to take it in, I told you, every time the bigs touch the ball, looks like something great happens. Been able to finish there on 2 defenders. Tough move by Osh Brown.
Now, depending how things go here in this overtime, she may be sticking with 4 or have to incorporate it somehow. And Brown gets the roll. Rutgers by 5. And she'll get stopped to make sure her jersey is tucked in, because that's the priority in overtime.
Jerseys are so white, you know.
Spot back there. We get back to action here. Rutgers has a 5-point advantage. Turner
again
lost it. Diving for the ball, Rutgers saves it. Mason has it poked away. Turner trying to claim it back. Who wants it more? Turner poked out of bounds. Harvard keeps it. And things are getting frantic and a bit testy here in overtime.
Wow, great hustle from Turner. Diving on the ground, getting up, batting it away, trying to get another bucket. Again, wanted the foul call, a little frustrated there. Still a lot of time left to play. Both teams going at it.
And some of the veterans from Harvard there pulled the freshman Harmony Turner over after that little fray, just to sort of cool the freshman's head. Still time left in this ball game for sure, though. Harvard trailing by 5. Forbes. Give it up for McCarthy. Bit of a mismatch here, and Forbes wants to capitalize. Off the step back. Mackenzie Forbes, no. Osh Brown has another rebound.
Talk about the defense of Taya Singleton. She guarded McCarthy and Forbes, locked them down, didn't let the open 3 get going, didn't let Forbes shake her off the dribble. Just a great job by her.
Marshall cutting, missed it, but got her own miss. Stripped, Forbes has it. And a foul. Foul is the call. And so again, both teams in the bonus from the fourth quarter. Remains the same in overtime. Free throws coming here.
And Coach Eatman talking to Marshall, telling her to calm down. She knows she wanted that bucket, but just an unnecessary foul there. Telling her not to get frustrated because, you know, it was a bucket that she wished she could have back. She wished she could knock it down, but hey, it's only a 5-point game. You can't give them any freebies, even though they have been terrible at the line.
Free throws here for Mackenzie Forbes, who missed both in her first trip, but good on that one. And stops a scoring drought of 3 minutes for Harvard. Forbes, somebody that this coaching staff is very high on. And she gets them both there. Been quiet tonight, held to 2 of 15 shooting, but watch out for Mackenzie Forbes over these final couple of minutes. Forbes actually comes out here. It's Annie Stritzel who checks in, and some full court press from Harvard here. It's still Rutgers by a bucket. And thrown away. Mason was looking for Marshall. And Forbes back on the floor. Harvard going a bit offense-defense with Mackenzie Forbes. Look downstairs. Sussman sneaks it past Petree, and it's a 1-point game.
What a pretty play right there. Looking for the back cut, just sneaky slides in there. I mean, that was beautiful. Textbook drawn up perfectly. I know Delancey Smith, Coach Delancey Smith is super happy with that one, the execution on offense.
Final minute of overtime. Harvard trying to mount a comeback of its own. Mason, 6 to shoot. Mason pulls up in the paint, no, and a foul. Right as Brown grabbed the rebound. They're going to put this on Mulaney there on the foul.
Again, Osh Brown just everywhere, making her presence known. Going for the second effort there, but Mason going to the free throw line. Rutgers been doing a better job knocking down free throws, so.
Mason missed a pair back in the fourth quarter. One more coming.
Just a really off night from free throws.
Fight for the loose ball. Who wants it? Rutgers finds it. Marshall's got it. Rutgers by 1, 45 seconds left, and Harvard doesn't have to foul. The shot clock only resets to 20. Now here's Brown way up top. Mason downstairs for Marshall. Blocked. Harvard wants a timeout, and it will be granted. And the clock was running there at the end too. Let's first take a look at this.
Nice block there, trying to get the timeout, falling out of bounds.
Lassiter, Petree, and Singleton. And the shot clock is on. They never reset the game clock either. You can ignore the shot clock, basically in sync. Mullaney driving. Mullaney blocked by Petree. Rutgers ball. Lassiter's got it. And Lassiter is fouled with 11 seconds left, and Rutgers leading.
What an outstanding game for Lasha Petree. Defensively and offensively, we've seen her come up with a couple of steals out of that 55, that full court press, and right there getting the block. Huge block right there because Mullaney was putting the team on her back, trying to get a bucket. The lengthy Petree being able to shuffle over and save it from going out of bounds, and Lassiter earning a trip to the free throw line.
Gets the ball back, no matter what happens here. And Harvard does have one more timeout remaining. But Sayani Lassiter, the Florida State transfer, at the line. One more. Got them both. Three-point game. Harvard calls timeout with a point shooter and has a team high 16 points, is not on the floor. Stritzel looking to inbound, finds Sussman. Step back, blocked. Pinball's out. A three-pointer, no good. Fight for the rebound. Stritzel can't find it. 3 seconds. A heave. It's short. Ball game over. Rutgers wins. The Scarlet Knights come back.